Sorry.
It's okay. You might have to hit it again. There it is.
It is 7:02 PM. Today is August 21st, 2023. And this is the regular meeting of the North Bend Planning Commission. First on tonight's agenda is approval of the minutes for July 17th, 2023. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next up is item 3.1, a public hearing on the vacation of an alleyway. I now open. Go ahead, hit this. I'm here for the gavel. I now open a public hearing on case file number 627-23-000014-PLNG. Request for vacation of that alleyway in block 12 of the Midland addition to North Bend. Today is August 21st, 2023, and it is 7:03 PM. My name is Ron Cooch. I'm the Planning Commission Vice Chair. The Planning Commission will make a final decision on this application based on the complete record, including the testimony received at tonight's public hearing. These proceedings will be recorded. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with North Bend City Code and State Law ORS 197.797. Specifically, the staff will first present the staff report and recommendation. Then the applicant will have an opportunity to present the proposal and address any issues raised by the staff report and recommendation. For public testimony, I will first ask to hear from people who would like to speak in favor of the proposal. Then I will ask to hear from people who have neutral comments or questions about the proposal, neither for nor against. And finally, those in opposition to the proposal will have an opportunity to present testimony. City staff may then present additional material and recommendations based on the public testimony. The applicant will be given the opportunity to have the last word. After each presentation, I will ask for questions from the commission. For anyone wishing to speak, we're asking that you use a sign-in sheet that has been provided. When called upon to speak, you must be recognized by me, the vice chair, and you must state your name and address for the public record. We ask that each speaker limit themselves to no more than 3 minutes. Please remember that all presentations will be timed. You will be informed when your allotted time has expired. All speakers exceeding the time limit will be asked by the chair to immediately conclude his or her remarks. If you do not finish your presentation, be sure to provide a copy of your statement to the staff. Written testimony may also be offered and will be considered and made a part of the record. In order to minimize repetitive testimony, organizations are encouraged to have only one person speak for the group, with other members of the organization standing to show their support. Each person may testify only once unless called back to the podium at the request of the council member to respond to the question. Thank you for your cooperation. The commission is required to disclose any conflicts of interest and ex parte contacts that we have had with the proposal or applicant. That is, whether we have any financial or other personal interest in the proposal, and whether we have spoken with anyone about the proposal outside the hearing. Also, commissioners may participate if they can do so without undue bias, either for or against the application. Do any commissioners wish to make disclosures?
I will not participate due to prior talk.
Okay.
We'll say.
I do not.
Okay. Are there any challenges from the audience as to conflicts of interest, ex parte contacts, or bias related to any member of the commission? State law requires me to tell you a number of things at the beginning of the hearing. First, silence your cell phone. The applicable substantive criteria that apply to this application are contained in the written staff report and will be identified and discussed in the oral staff report. Second, your testimony, arguments, and evidence must be directed toward these criteria or other criteria in the comprehensive plan or development code that you believe apply to this application. Third, failure to raise an issue accompanied by statements or evidence sufficient to afford the decision maker or other people an opportunity to respond may preclude appeal of a decision on this application based on that issue. ORS 197.7975C. Finally, to the applicant, failure to raise constitutional or other issues relating to proposed conditions of approval with sufficient specificity to allow the city or to respond to the issue precludes an action for damages in circuit court. Excuse me, ORS 197.7963B. Appeals from the planning commission are heard by city council and BCC 18.29.020. Proceedings. We will now hear from staff who will go over the staff report. Derek.
All right, Commission. So before you tonight is a fairly simple alley vacation. The applicant petitions to vacate the north-south alleyway in Block 10 of map of Schaefer's addition to Central Place. The task of the commission is to make recommendation to City Council, who will adjudicate the application based on the recommendation made tonight. The applicant is looking to vacate the alley in order to develop their portion of the right-of-way with a fence and to bring their existing accessory structures into compliance with the setbacks. This alleyway is currently developed with fences and yard extensions and is not in its current state developable into a usable right-of-way. There are no known utilities through the alleyway, and by vacating the alleyway, compliance of fence siding and setbacks for existing accessory structures will be achieved. Many of the properties have built fences across the alleyway unknowingly, and this vacation aims to rectify any latent issues that may exist with those fences. There's been no public comment on the application or any calls to the planning department regarding this application in either support or opposition. The Water Board, Coos County Surveyor and Public Works Department, and City Building Department have stated no concerns with the application or vacation thereof. Staff fully supports this vacation of the alleyway and recommends approval.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the primary applicant or the representative who has 15 minutes to present their case.
Not here.
We're now here from any person in support of the application. We'll now hear from any person in opposition to the application. We'll now hear from anyone who's neutral to the application. Well, with that, John, you have any questions of Derek or of anything?
I don't have any questions of Derek.
I do have a question.
Okay.
You said that this will achieve setbacks from existing structures along the alleyway.
Mhm.
So is it just the applicant that has encroached on that?
No, the whole block pretty much almost unequivocally up and down the block, there's either a fence or an accessory structure in the setback area of the alleyway.
Not in the alley, but in the setback.
Well, the fences are in the alleyway all the way down,
And this will be vacated all the way down.
the whole alleyway.
Okay, and it's just an application from one person, although it affects everyone.
Correct. They achieved 100% of the adjoining property owners' signatures and consent. And then 70% of the adjoining property of the affected property owners in the area. So that's 400 feet out either end and 200 feet wide.
Okay. And it will never be used
No,
with all those fences and everything.
with all those fences and everything, and I believe that the topography there, I believe it drops off a bit to where it'd be
Because
challenging.
things do that in North Bend.
They tend to, especially in that area.
All right, that was my question. Okay, so I'm going to close the public hearing. in the record at 7:12 PM. Now is the time for deliberation.
After I read through all the documents, all the signatures from the adjoining properties, and then the staff report, I have no issue with this vacation of this alleyway whatsoever.
Okay, I'm in agreement. I have no concerns at all. It's looks flat on paper, but it doesn't look so flat when you actually get there. So I can't see where it'd ever be used, and it will give the property owners a little bit more breathing room. As presented by Derek during the staff report, the planning commission can approve this case based on the application, the findings and conclusions presented in the proposed planning commission final order case number 627 -23-00014 PLNG. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve as presented.
I guess I'll second that. Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes.
Hello.
Eighteen's here.
Okay. Item 4, is there any public comment tonight? Okay. Item number 5, other business.
No other business?
Hmm?
No other business?
Okay. Item number 6, commission comment. Does anyone wish to make comments tonight from the commission?
For those of us who've been here for the whole meeting, no.
No, even though this is just recently started, can still make comments. With that, we'll adjourn the meeting at 7:14 PM. Thank you.
John, yeah, yes.
We gotta get your phone number, man.